Welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are having another educator from different part of the world. Tonight we are having an English language fellow at Marmara University School of Foreign Languages, Heidi Demello. When she comes, we are going to start our live session. Yeah, let me send you the invitation. Yes, finally, it's okay.
Goodness,
I don't know, some maybe technical problems happening on Instagram. I don't know why, but it's not about me or about you, about Instagram. Anyway, finally you are here, Heidi. So before starting, I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation and being on my guest tonight for Teacher Talk session, which is 238. It's a great number for us, and I'm really happy to having you here.
it is wonderful to actually be talking to you. I feel like I've known you forever. I've been watching your teacher talks here and there over. I think you've been around for 4 years now, right, Volkan Hocam?
Yeah, I started it from pandemic time, so I think I think 5 years, maybe more.
That was me during the pandemic. That was me. I was watching all of the webinars.
Oh, oh my God, thank you.
A consumer of professional development webinars during COVID. It kept my mind active. It kept me in the loop of things. And so I probably how I discovered you. Um,
Thank you very much. I'm happy that you discovered me. So finally we are here together.
I feel like a celebrity being interviewed by you, Hojam, because you have boundless amounts of energy. I can't believe how much you do. What a marathon it's been. You've done so many of these. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. This kind of, the sentences are making me, the feeling great and make me motivate to do this kind of things. Thank you very much.
Thank you for motivating all of us, right?
Thank you. All right. So I know that educators are always busy. I'm sure that you are also busy. So if you're ready, can we
Yeah,
start?
dive
All right.
in.
Wonderful. All right then. So I know about you, but maybe our audiences would like to know about you. So can you tell us about a little bit yourself and a bit about your experiences too?
Whew, where to begin? Okay, so I've been teaching English for a little over 23 years. The first,
Wow.
yeah, the first time I taught English was in the mid 90s, um, uh, as part of a long bicycle journey, actually. So a lot
Nice.
of you, right? A lot of English teachers find themselves in that situation where they're traveling. I was very interested in cultural anthropology, and I loved traveling. And I thought, hey, all these people are asking to learn English. Why not, right? But discover, wow, we have so much to learn about our own language, actually, when we
I see.
right? So then I started teaching mostly in Brazil around 2003, 2004, after I received my bachelor's degree in Portuguese. So I'm also a language student. I did my undergrad in Portuguese language studies and
Uh-huh.
cultural anthropology, right? So since then, I have taught in a few different countries in Kyrgyzstan, Japan,
Wow.
Brazil, the US. But I am now a language fellow in Türkiye at Marmara University. I know you've had some English language fellows on here previously, right? Bob,
Yes, I had them.
others. But what we do is we have 10-month contracts and we are placed in hazırlık prep programs around
I see.
different. But there are a little under 200 of us out in the world working at various host institutions. But I have taught all ages, from babies in diapers in Japan, literally, to elders. Before I was an English language fellow, I was teaching academic and career writing at community colleges, mostly for the immigrant community, for
I
refugees,
see.
and also academic writing at universities as well.
As
So,
well, I see. So that's a wonderful background from you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Heidi. All right. So my next question is about you again, your background. Like, what was your turning point, or let's say points in your own education?
yeah, I've been reflecting a lot on that recently, Hojam. And that is because one of my most influential school teachers just passed away, Wayne McDonald, and
Oh,
he was all about experiential education. So I'm
mm-hmm.
involved with a program called Urban Pioneers, and so we learned by doing things out in the community, and it was an incredible program, and it made me realize why I keep trying to sneak in more task learning, project-based learning. I've been
I
reflecting
see.
here during my time in Türkiye, and I'm realizing, wait a minute, I didn't have better education at all. Growing up in San Francisco, I had all of these really creative educators, and my parents put me in these alternative programs where
I
I was
see.
experiential education. Even I know that you teach fifth and sixth graders. Is that right, Hojam?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
That was a very formative time for me, because when I was in fifth and sixth grade, I was in this school where, if the teacher saw that the student had a particular interest or was drawn to a particular thing, they would let you explore that. So they noticed that I loved writing, and they would let me
Mm-hmm.
for an hour in the court writing, because that's what I wanted to do, or read a book, right? Uh, I mean, we were going out into the city at midnight doing these kinds of little, trips, and seeing
Mm-hmm.
at midnight what they're doing for work, how they're baking
I
bread.
see.
Of course, with parental supervision and teachers and permission and all of that. But especially in my elementary school days, I had a lot of experiential education.
Experience. Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing them with us. And Heidi, you've been teaching for a long time. You just mentioned that like more than 20 years. So I'm sure that during all these years, I mean, like your career, you have tried, a lot of maybe strategies, techniques, and methodologies in your lessons to your students, or maybe you taught them to other teachers in your career, and probably you have a kind of a philosophy of teaching. So what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
Ah, yes, the big question that all of
Yes,
okay. So I want to make it one word: authenticity.
authenticity. Uh-huh.
May have heard that before from others. Um, I see some people in the chat. Human tableau, yes.
Yeah, human tableau. That's written like that, and also the commenting. Yeah.
Yeah, so authenticity, I think, on all levels. I'm really interested in how psychology intersects with teaching, and especially person-centered psychology. So we talk about student-centered teaching a lot, right? And that's become a very important topic of late, is student-centered teaching, right? And so I feel like as teachers, we should be authentic with our students,
Uh-huh.
and to create space for the authenticity, right, from the students as well, but also introducing materials into lessons, right? Real life materials so that students can connect what they're learning with,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
engage them in what they're learning.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah.
authentic with where you are emotionally, right?
Exactly. Thank you. I agree with you. Yeah, the authentic materials are really important for them, as you just mentioned, that they can easily create a kind of a, not a kind of a, a breach. They can make a breach between their life and that the material. So they think also we can take their attention to the lesson more easily. That kind of something like that. Anyway, thank you for sharing it.
Right, and there are so many second language acquisition or language acquisition scholars that talk about that. I mean, we have just some Van Patten input hypothesis. Um, having that kind of input, the form meaning mapping, all of
Yeah,
those, right? That so if we can, I mean, they're all different levels of this, but
I
right,
see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you
yeah.
very much. All right then. So, Heidi, we are educators. We all have different stories, okay? And by the way, there's a comment. Karen made a comment there. I love the idea of authenticity for us as instructors too. It takes the vulnerability, but it seems important. Exactly.
Hi,
Thank
Karen.
you. Hello, it's great. Thank you for your comment. Anyway, so you know that as educators, we all have different stories in our life. Sometimes we have bad stories, and sometimes we have good stories. Of course, we have some failed ones, and of course, we have some success stories. And we would like to hear, if you have, of course, can you tell us one or maybe two success stories of yours? But especially something if you have something inspirational, if you have it.
Okay, so maybe I can share an anecdote.
Sure.
So around the time I was finishing up my master's degree in applied linguistics, um, something popped in my email inbox, and that was the opportunity to be a literacy volunteer at through the READ program through the San Diego Public Library. And I went through a training in literacy, how to use certain literacy strategies, activities. And I was working closely with a woman who was a refugee from Somalia. And she
Wow. Mm.
came with her, she went to America with her siblings. And so she had always put her needs aside. She had never had time to invest in her own education. And so, even in her 40s, she could not read or write, even in her own language, right? Her first language, let alone English, right?
Uh-huh.
Worked together closely over several months. And, when she wrote that first sentence with a subject, verb, object,
Okay. Yes.
I was so happy, right? Because I know that giving her these, helping her, facilitating her, obviously it was through a lot of her hard work. So it was a success for her and me, right? Seeing her develop, because as English teachers, sometimes it's hard to discern that our students are actually, um, evolving. It's hard. It's very incremental, even in 1 year's time. Obviously we have our assessments, but that was something that really was a big highlight for
All
me.
right. Mhm.
I
That
know I
was
didn't
it.
see in her life, right?
I
Acquiring,
see.
yeah.
That moments are really important. And especially when you work with the refugees and the immigrants, I think that when you complete the things that you want to see about with them and you become really happy about it, that's kind of really good stories, especially for them and especially for you because you see there's a achievement, there's a success, there's a kind of the story is it the lang behind of her or you maybe with that and that kind of stories are really important for them especially and for you, and thank you for sharing them here.
I mean, I have others, like I have a Brazilian student who I taught when she was a rebellious teenager, and now
Wow.
she is in Spain teaching English. And the other day she left me this
Wow.
message in WhatsApp saying, "Oh, a lot of my methodology was, I feel like, inspired from you and your energy, and I just, what a wonderful, thing to hear, to get to stay connected to your students and to see them now developing into being English teachers themselves. Um, it's just wonderful. So,
I think this is the best part of being a teacher, huh? To
yeah.
hear his stories after years and years. All right, thank you for sharing it, and Heidi. I'm gonna ask you a question about the actually how long you been living in Turkey?
So I taught English in Türkiye 16 years ago, for
Wow.
that one of the intensive English type programs. Um,
Uh,
and with I'm in my second contract as an English language fellow. So it's been a little over 2 years now if I add all of that up. So not long.
you've been not long then. Okay.
Long, long.
So I was going to actually, my next question is going to be about something about education, but teaching. But maybe I can ask you about the your country. Maybe it can be easy for you to answer it. But which one you want to choose it? There are a lot of ideas and the information about the teaching in different countries, and they all have different ideas. Something that we know, something that we know something, but which is wrong. So four of us, maybe about, for example, in Turkey, there are lots of ideas about the teaching, but some of them are true, some of them are not. But for example, it's similar for the USA. We know a lot of things about the teaching system maybe there, but something that we know correctly or something that we know actually, something that we know it's correct, but actually it's not correct. Four of us over there. Anyway, let me ask you the question, which is very be easy. I don't want to make it longer. So, can it? What's one misconception about teaching in your country? You can give this idea if you have it from the USA or from Turkey. Which one is easy for you?
Um, I guess it's very anchored in context, right? Like let's see, which context are we talking about? Are we talking about in higher education, just in general, right, Hojam?
Yeah, general, we can talk about it.
And I think a lot of people, a lot of teachers that are listening in have probably heard this, right? Is that the misconception that we have to speak the learner's language to teach them.
Yeah, you're right.
Uh,
Exactly.
like I have fun, humorous moments where we're doing translanguaging in the class.
Uh-huh.
I might throw out a cute little Turkish phrase. My Turkish is pretty poor, but maybe A1, A2 level. But I'll throw out a phrase, and it will be a nice way to build rapport with the students. We'll have a laugh completely off with what I said, and the student just laugh and hojam. Oh, but so I think it's nice to know some little phrases to have that playful rapport with your students. But um, we know that using realia, using images, using we have so many ways that we can approach teaching, and so
Uh-huh.
a lot of people who are not in our field think that you need to know, right, the language of the learners.
Exactly. I see. Thank you. Thank you very much, Heidi. Okay, so when we talk about some kind of about teaching, so that also that I told talk a lot of educators so far and from different countries, as you know, when we all talk about their education system. Some of them they like it, some of them they don't, some of them they want to add something, or I don't know, some of them they like the way that they have over there. So you've been living in Turkey, and I'm sure that you have lots of ideas about the Turkish education system. You know it. And if you had a chance to change maybe one thing in Turkish education system, what would you change?
Would
I
you?
know, but actually we are getting better. We are doing a lot of good things. But of course, even if we have still some improvements we need, but for you, what can it be?
I think a lot. us who teach at different institutions deal with a very heavy pacing schedule, right? So the
Yeah.
pacing here can be hard. You know, I'm used to kind of designing my own syllabi, my own courses. So working within Hazırlık, you know, it's always a challenge. My colleagues and I have wonderful colleagues at Marmara, by the way. They're very supportive. It's challenging for us to always have to adapt, you know, the textbooks to make the material more engaging for students. Um,
Uh-huh.
right? And so, but if I had my druthers, I would try to insert more project-based learning. I would have more time to dedicate to more project-based learning in my classes.
I see. It's wonderful. Yeah, we tried it, and I think we actually with with the fifth graders we had project-based learning. I think 2 years ago we had kind of a real nice project with them, and it worked really nice with them. They did really great projects. They brought it. It's something just kind of small project, but about school. They do it with a group, with a pair. They share the ideas. They find solutions and something like that. A lot of things. They made up a problem, and then they found lots of things about it. And that's really I really like the way it works over there with the students. Because you know that they love working together. They love doing something together, especially when they see the production at the end and the presenting it and finding as a result or the solutions for the problem. That kind of a great achievement for them, and for especially for the fifth and sixth graders, they really like to do it. But of course, you know that we can't do these kind of things a
right.
lot in our the system. We have to follow a kind of a curricula that we have to finish it, something like that. Maybe once in a year. That makes us happy.
I mean, and it motivates us, right, as ELT educators too.
Yeah.
Them in that flow, and we get excited about they're
Yeah.
doing
Exactly.
through and doing a fill-in exercise, a gap fill exercise, or you know,
Yeah, I
with
like that.
luxury of having to teach the textbook. So what I try to do is I try to at least do some micro lessons, right? Some injecting little mini projects in or little maybe explorations into what. So I feel like I think in the past they had more English for specific purposes in the Hazırlık program. But as you know, there are lots of constraints with such a huge program, so many students, standardized testing. So
Uh-huh.
it's hard. But we have the TESOL Türkiye conference coming up, right?
Yes, yes.
Right? So I'm presenting a workshop on sneaking in some ESP micro lesson
It's
type
wonderful.
activities into the classes. So if you're dealing with a certain topic for a textbook unit, how
Uh-huh.
can I incorporate some ESP in there for the students who are going into engineering, they're going into sociology, political science, etc. Right? It's a
I
mixed
see.
group, right, in the Hazırlık. So
So
hope,
I'm sure it's very interesting topic to know about it.
yeah,
Yeah, a good, good, good. Really, it's a good topic, especially for the I think for the university students that they really need, especially the educators, of course. It's an interesting topic. Thank
yeah.
you, and
We
they will be lucky to listen to you there.
thanks, and we also have the Metu conference coming up too. Lots of spring
I
conference.
know. Yeah, exactly. And I think you are also going to be there as a presenter, if I'm not wrong. You right?
Yes. Are you
Okay, great.
one of the Metu organizers?
No, I'm working in Metu in Manisa school. Yeah,
This Metu, yeah. Okay.
yeah, but
That's
it can't something like that. Okay, so thank you. All
yeah.
right, so let's move to another question. And thank you for your ideas about it. And you know that before starting a new year, we all have different the goals, and we all have to achieve something. We set our goals for next year. For example, this year we're gonna do like this, and next year it will be like this. I will do that, this and that, something like that. Okay, for this year, what is your biggest goal?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Well, in July I'll be transitioning back into higher education back in the U.S., right? In July I'll
Uh-huh.
be back. So my goal is to probably change. I'm not sure if I will change institutions. That's a personal goal of mine, is to find being placed in a university. I live
Mm-hmm.
in a smaller community, but I would love to attend the TESOL conference, the next year's TESOL conference. Um,
Wonderful.
I would just say, kind of for my another goal would be, normally I'm teaching academic writing, so trying to figure out and navigate this whole thing with AI,
Oh,
and academic integrity, and it's kind of, we're all trying to figure it out right now, right? But how to teach academic writing and still navigate AI, how to use it as a tool while maintaining the learning aspect of process writing. So
I
I need,
see. Mm-hmm.
where, as you know, as educators, we're constantly seeking development in
Exactly.
methodology. As you know, it all goes so quickly, especially right now. So many things are being developed at an alarming rate, right? So
Exactly. Lots
so
of things happening.
that's my goal, is to kind of educate myself.
I see. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your goals with us here, Heidi. All
Yeah.
right then. You know, every educator wants to be successful in their classroom. When we go to the classroom and we teach something, and at the end of it, we feel the comfortable and we feel the success. Okay, when I leave the classroom, I should say on my own, I was successful in the classroom, should I say. I think all of us wants them to do this. And as an experienced one, what do you think makes a teacher successful in the classroom?
Okay. So I think the ability to create a lesson or even
Uh-huh.
activity, even if it's by the seat of your pants, right in the moment that your students need something from you at that moment, right?
Yeah.
Uh, say like by the seat of your pants, just set up an activity where you see them in the flow of learning. They're right there, right? So that you have all of your comprehension questions, your ICQs, your CCQs, all of you have you've got your groups, preferably groups of 3 for more and you've just set up the task and the learning objective, and they feel like they're ready for it and they're doing
There. Mm-hmm.
the
I see.
flow of learning is what really makes me feel like, okay, I dialed it all in for a
I
successful lesson.
see. Got it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Hadi, again, you know, every teacher has an idea in their mind. Actually, they kind of a dream classroom. And before starting this job, the when they enter the classroom, of course, sometimes they see different things. The reality is not the same. They think that, oh, in my classroom, this is going to be like that, and I will have this, I will have that. But when they go to the classroom, sometimes they will be shocked or surprised, and they're gonna say, "Wow, is this my classroom? Oh my God, is this my classroom?" Something like this. Anyways, so we all have one of the great classrooms. When you think about your dream classroom part, of course, if you could design it with unlimited resources, what would it look like? Your dream classroom.
Uh-huh. Um, so, you know, there are some people making great strides in rethinking, reconceptualizing classrooms,
Uh-huh.
right? My dream classroom would have, it wouldn't be a teacher fronted design. Okay, we would have whiteboards all around on all sides. We
Yeah.
size tables. We'd have circular tables for groups. We would have square tables. We would have a choice for the way students would sit. Maybe my classroom would sometimes be, you know, just being outdoors, outside, doing things. Does it have to be a physical classroom, Hojam? I'm not
No, it's something. No, it's your choice. Of course not. It's like your dream classroom. It doesn't have to be like that.
right. I mean, we would have props, we would have realia, we would have a lot of people, of course, will say, hey, we want technology, we want smart boards. Okay, it's definitely helpful. But also, so much can be done in a low resource classroom too, right?
Yeah, of course.
You need to use more creativity to be in a low resource classroom. And sometimes it brings back more the human element, right, for
Exactly.
real atmosphere of learning and interaction.
Uh-huh.
So I want a very highly interactive classroom with a kind of, no, there's no like central point, you know,
I
it's
see.
collaborative around.
I
We're
see. I got it. It's a nice one. I like your dream classroom. It's really nice that, yeah, without some maybe, yeah, of course there should be technology. Technology is always nice if we use it in a good way, but without it we can also do a lot of things.
correct.
Anyway, thank you very much. Okay, Heidi, we love using emojis, that, and in our daily life, especially, when we send a text message, or when we make a comment, or maybe sometimes write another, the comments on Facebook, Instagram, or I don't know, LinkedIn, wherever we want, and we use them a lot. And as a teacher, if you were an emoji as a teacher today, which one would you be and why?
All right, so I don't want everybody out there in internet land to laugh at me, but or land, I would be a sparkle emoji.
Aha. That one. Really nice. Okay. Good
Yeah,
one.
a sparkle, not the zippy star, but the sparkly
I
emoji.
see. Yeah, I got it. That's a sparkly. So you shining, something like that. You sparkle, something like that. Yeah, as it's like, you mean this?
Yes.
Someone commented here, Free Soul Sarah, over there. I see. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So, Heidi, in our classroom, a lot of things happening. We have lots of moments, and some moments makes us sad, some moments makes us happy, and some moments, of course, makes us angry. And of course, and now that there are a lot of moments that makes us smile. What classroom moment always makes you smile?
Hmm. Um, earlier I mentioned that when I see my flow of learning, of course,
Yeah.
engaged, they're laughing, enjoying the activity, that always makes me smile. But I also thing that also makes me smile is when I see students having compassion for other students that may
Uh-huh.
be struggling, and they go and they help them out, being asked to. Um, that that collaboration
That I
for
see. I see. Thank you.
very
Thank you
full.
for sharing. I got it. Thank you very much. You teachers, and especially, we love talking a lot, okay? And when we go into the classroom, we can't stop ourselves. We want to talk. If they let us, 24 hours we can talk in the classroom. But there are, without realizing it, we use a lot of, the common sentences in the classroom. But sometimes we don't realize it. We repeat ourselves lots of time. When you think about this repeating, what is the most common sentence you say in class?
Does it have to be a full sentence?
It's not a problem.
Word,
Great.
one word I say a lot that is why.
Uh, why? That's we all use it. Actually, we should use it. We all of you.
Right? I'm kind of fond of the Socratic method, trying to get more information from students, having them elaborate and justify their
Uh-huh.
reasonings for things to more more speaking. And then I have to, yes, teacher talking time, right? TTT. So, right? Hojam, so sometimes I have to, they know
Stop.
I means you're talking now, or you are, are you listening to each other, right? Or look at me and I look around the room, right? Those cues. Another thing that I like to say for humor when a student says something very surprising is, shut the front door.
That's nice. That's nice. You say it. That's true. I think nice common sentences we heard from you.
They just laugh. They just laugh. Yeah, it's just a fun, humor
That's great. I see. Thank you. Thanks a
occasion.
lot, Heidi, for sharing these sentences with us here. But it's really, we repeat ourselves with a lot of sentences, but without realizing it inside the classroom. But when we think about it, a lot of sometimes funny things we say inside the classrooms, but you know, later we realize it or not, but we use it. Anyway, thank you for sharing it. You
Well, did
know,
I ask you, what is one of yours?
probably, I generally I say in the classroom, the probably I say with the fifth graders, are you ready? Something like that. Or are you ready to do this? Are you ready to like? Or maybe another one is I always say ready to rock. And they call me ready to rock. That's why I use it inside the classroom. And also,
I love that.
I see, I know it. Okay, it's time for lunch.
And they're
That's
like,
good. Yeah, it's time for lunch because you know that it's especially the 4 hours after the 4 hours we go lunch, and I repeat it every time. It's time for lunch, and they become really happy. Oh, hey, it's lunchtime or something like that because they're gonna eat. Yeah, that's also nice.
I think the
Well,
attention getters are really fun. I like to ask different teachers what their favorite attention getters are.
yeah,
I have heard the one that English language fellows, a lot of us use it, is the waterfall. Shh.
I
You know,
use it a lot. That one. For example, I use it like the most one is I before starting lessons, ready to rock, and they say ready to roll, and
oh,
I use the one, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. They say 1, 2, eyes on you. They use it, and the other one is macaroni and cheese, and they say everybody freeze. If they make a lot of sounds inside the classroom, I use them. Macaroni and cheese, everybody freeze, and then they stop, and then I clap like okay, come on, let's go, and then they continue talking. Of course, they just stop for a second, and then they keep talking again,
I
like
like
that. These kind of things.
that there's like Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba.
that, that's also nice one.
The,
And actually, yeah, pa one. And I don't know. I have one more thing, but I can't remember now. I use with the kids. They really like it, but I don't know which one. I don't know. I can't remember now. I use a lot this, the attention grabbers. Anyways, but they're really useful.
now,
Anyway,
one thing to add that I have to add to that is that I recently realized that there are certain phrases or attention grabbers that can actually be triggering for certain students, depending. So that's something we have
yeah.
to. I actually had an experience recently. So with that, that there was a certain one thing that triggered something in a memory. Or the other thing is sometimes we're not conscious of the language we're using. So for example, in Kyrgyzstan, I was working with Access Program students. Have you heard of the Access
Sure.
Program?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course I do.
they were visually impaired and blind students, right? And I really had to adapt to that demographic of students because all the time we say, okay, please look at the board, turn to page, 170 and look at the exercises, right? And so it was interesting to have to, be aware of that and how I had to tailor my language to
I
my
see.
more of a, like we talked about, UDL, Universal Design for Learning,
Uh-huh.
tailoring even our language to everyone in the classroom, right? For everyone.
Sure. Sure.
And
Thank you.
it's
By the way, we have learned another memory from you right now from Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, you said Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, that was nice. Thank you for sharing it. It's really I really like, the listening to the different experiences from different countries that the moments you share here. These are really nice moments to learn from it because, especially having only the educational talking is something different. It's a little bit more formal, but this one is really a little bit informal and listening to you and your memories and your, the stories. That's really also a great moment for us to about listening about you. Anyway, okay. All right. So, we teach students in our life, a lot of students, and they come our classrooms and they leave. They come our classrooms and they leave. And I don't know, maybe if so far I have taught 10,000 students, or I don't know how many, maybe more. I can't say a number. Maybe probably it's for you also same. But after years, we want them to remember nicely. And of course, we all want. And as an experienced one, what do you hope your students remember about you years later?
hmm, I think I want them to remember um, that I was able to see their essence and their person,
Uh-huh.
and that I gave them space to be themselves while they were learning
I see.
as individuals.
That's nice. That's nice. They need that. They need to net, and when they see you, they remember the moments that you give them. That's great. Thank you.
I
Thank
wish.
you very much. All right then. So the idea. Uh, when you go to your university, I mean the place where you work, and you have a lot of teachers there, and you see them, you hear the things that they talk about, the things that they say each other. But sometimes we think that, okay, why are we talking this instead of talking that, or why are we doing this instead of doing this? Sometimes we think that. As an experienced one, and think about your observations around you, what question do you wish teachers ask each other more often?
So are we talking about kind of when we're in the teacher's room
Yeah.
and what? Whoa, ooh.
Maybe how are you?
How are you doing today? How's your self-care going?
Yeah.
Um, hmm. I guess maybe a kind of action research question, right? How what didn't serve you in your teaching that you had to let go of,
Uh-huh.
and that's working for you with your students. Um,
Mm.
be able to just check in more and share those kinds of things. We don't have a lot of time to do that, to really reflect and share. We're busy. We're grabbing a gulp of chai and before we run back right to our classroom, to just check in more with each other and share
I
more.
see.
We have those opportunities through professional developing committees or communities of practice, which is great. But yeah, just I think more sharing and what is working and what is not working.
I see. I see. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay then. So, in our life, we all have actually we see a lot of successful people around of us, and we always want to follow them, follow their path, because we see that there are a lot of good examples in front of us, and they achieved great things, and they know what to do, and we sometimes we want to be like that, and we take them as an example for ourselves, and we follow their path. So as a role model, of course, and sometimes other people's we see on screen or we read, and they inspire us about the things that we're gonna do, or we led us to do something. Do you have any role models? My question is about this. Do you have any role models, or do you have anyone who inspires you in your educational career or in your personal career?
I would say, well, you're my role model. You inspire
Oh, thank you very much. I'm so honored to you.
really because sometimes it's hard to build in sustainability with projects. So when I see someone, like you, like the Think Aloud podcast, people who are supporting ELT educators out there, but uh, across, months, years, I mean, building in the sustainability of a
I
project.
see.
I really, I'm really inspired by something like that, doing something like that. I've never had a podcast. I've never done anything like that, and so I'm really inspired by people who are able to sustain something
Uh-huh.
like over time, right? Where you're giving back to the community. Um, but I would also say, people like John Dewey, scholars like John Dewey, who were
I
all about
see. Hmm.
student-centered and experiential education. My teachers, uh, all of my
Sure.
teachers that I've had. Yeah.
I see. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing it. I'm really also honored here to listening these things from you, to hearing it. All right. So, what I'm gonna ask that it's about, sometimes that we read books, we watch movies, and we go shows, and when we read, watch, or listen something, sometimes we read something and we want to apply it to our lessons or our life, or we watch something and we say, this is a wonderful thing, so I can use it in the classroom or something like that. Or anyway, this is something about a show. Do you have any books or movies or shows that you watch which unexpectedly influenced you the way you teach or research? Have you got something like this?
There's so many, but let's see, I'll mention two. I'll mention a book and a musical. So for books, Carl Rogers, the psychologist Carl Rogers, Freedom to Learn. It was
Ah,
1969, and he goes into the benefits of experiential learning, where you're not learning from just say the neck up, but the whole you're
I see.
embodying learning, right? Through experiential learning. But also, have you seen the musical Hamilton?
I did not, but I heard it.
Oh, it's amazing. So, right, it's about the life of Hamilton, but what they've done is they've used hip hop music and created
Ah,
the right thing with this story. So what I take from that is, if we're working with a story, or we're working with some kind of content in the classroom, to have students reinvent it and personalize it
I see.
their own. And so I thought that was really inspiring, the way they showed his life story, but in a modern format. So
Uh-huh.
taking
That
those, personalizing it, reworking them.
reworking them, I see. That's really wonderful. Thank you for the book and for the show. I think it's the kind of show that you mentioned here. Thank you very much, Heidi, to sharing that with us here. And so, what I'm gonna ask you that there are some moments in our life. Actually, we face a lot of challenging situations in our life. Sometimes we try to deal with them. Sometimes we try, even if we try, we cannot deal it. And we cannot find a solution. And that moment, sometimes we say on our own, "Oh, I wish I could have a kind of a superpower, so I could easily fix it, the problem, or solve the problem." So, especially this kind of things happening in the classroom, of course, a lot of problem we face. When you think about your classroom, if you could have one superpower to use it in it, what would it be, and how would it help you? I'm not talking about being a Hulk and smash everybody in the classroom. I'm not talking about that. But even if you want, you can be a Hulk in the classroom. It's your choice. But what is yours?
I think it would be the ability to know. Um, so we talk about multiple intelligences, right?
Uh-huh.
But know how each student learns best. That's hard to discover, right? It
I
takes
see.
time, but I'd like to know instantly to be able to know, like this is a audio learner. I don't know. Um, it would help
Like
me
that.
prepare my lessons.
Ah, I see. Great. Thank you. Thank you for the superpower. Okay. So you know that we Heidi, we finished think that we finished the interview, of course, and you go outside and you find a lottery tickets and ends up winning $100 million. What would you do? It's which is a amount huge of money. Be honest. Be honest, okay? Tell us the truth. Don't tell us I will give them for education. No. What do you wanna do with the money?
Oh man. Okay. I would probably want to buy some, start a community garden.
Ah,
Um,
nice.
Everybody could come and plant, and we'd have a space where people could hold workshops on whatever topics they wanted to hold workshops on. Sorry.
Wonderful. That's nice one. Community garden. Great idea.
Where
Will you
you
give me a place in the community garden?
where you could have classes, you could grow vegetables, you could, I don't know.
All right. That's nice. Really nice idea.
Maybe my West Coast side of me, West Coast, best
I
coast
see.
out, but
Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So, Heidi, the time flies. Now I'm going to ask you the last one, the last question. Okay. So here is the question. What is your motto?
oh no, my motto.
Yes.
I
I
didn't think,
know. The hardest one.
oh, oh gosh, I didn't think about this one beforehand. Um, my motto. Oh, I don't want to say something too cliche, but
But it's no problem. You can. Cliches are always cliches are always good.
that's why they're used again, right? I don't know. Maybe free to be you and me.
Okay, free to be you and me. Nice one. Okay, great. Wonderful motto to use it. Okay, thank you very much for your motto. All right, so I asked the first part questions, and now we're gonna move our second part of our section. This is a surprise one for you. I didn't mention, but maybe you know about it. The quick fire questions. All
Ah,
right? Yes. This or that. This or that. We're gonna do it. All right? So you know how to do it. Ready? Let's get started. Okay. Online teaching or face to face?
oh, face to face.
All right. Pair work or group work?
Pair work or group work? Oh gosh, it really depends on the activity.
I see. Okay. And morning classes or afternoon classes?
I would say morning classes. Yeah, the rest
All
of the day,
right.
other
Wonderful. Grammar first or communication first?
communication,
All right. Silence or productive noise?
productive noise.
Wonderful. Homework or no homework?
That one's hard. For writing, so process writing, drafting essays, that happens outside of the classroom. So I know there are a lot of people that say never homework, no. But for writing, I believe students have to do some homework outside of it.
Homework, I see. Good. Visuals or realia?
Visuals or realia? Oh, that's a really tricky one. Um, realia is great when you can have it in the
I
class.
see. Good. Routine or variety?
Variety.
Good. Stickers or verbal phrase?
Stickers or verbal phrases.
All right. Motivation, discipline.
Motivation, discipline. Discipline, I mean, it's good to have routine, a little bit of routine, right?
Okay. Wonderful. I see. I got it. Control or trust?
Mm. Ah, these dichotomies, they're so hard. Hocam,
Oh, I don't know.
I want to trust my students, but
I see. All right. Great.
I
Okay. And only two left. Red pen or green pen?
pencil.
Pencil.
Uh,
Okay.
sorry, for writing, I don't want to take over a student's paper by marking with anything permanent. If they are drafting,
I
but
see.
if I must use a pen, it will be blue or green, not red.
I see. Wonderful. Staff room, classroom.
Classroom.
Okay. And the last one is 1 more minute or time is up.
One more minute.
Okay. Great. Great. Thank you, Heidi. Okay. I done. I asked all my questions to you and we completed our two parts now. And Heidi, before ending our live sessions, would you like to add anything else? Do you have any suggestions, advice to our audiences or to the people who listens it later?
I would just say keep watching Creative English. They're very inspiring talks. So many wonderful speakers attend the sessions, so definitely keep tuning in. There was, I think, Beryl Hojam, Bob Wen, so many great
A
guests,
lot of.
so many to name. But I would just say if you want to reach out to me, feel free to do so. Heidi Demello, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'd be more than happy to connect with you, to exchange ideas. Yeah,
That's all.
that's
I see. I got it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Heidi. And I would like to say one more time, thank you very much for your suggestions, advice, and especially your time, your precious time. You spent it with us here. That was really important for us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I want
And
to go on.
yeah,
Yes.
wonderful. And Heidi Demello was with us here and for Teacher Talks 230, and we had a fruitful session with her. And as you know that we are going to be here next week at the same time on the same day every Monday at 9 p.m. for Turkey's time. And until the next time, wherever you are, of course, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Please take care of yourself and take care of yourself, Heidi. Until the next time, bye bye, everybody, and peace.
Thank you. Peace out. Hocam.
Yeah, peace out.